How many other people are intelligent enough to hate advertising like with a purple passion? Anyone? Bueller? Guys, we don't need to sell Huggies and pushy butt, jump on daddy's head, but if you do something right, make sure people have what they need. Oh, King Solomon. Yeah. Yeah, that's preferable. Care, share, give in accordance to need, built to last. Do what is right so you're not caught doing things that are wrong. You know, if you have competition, what were they talking about that on the news? We need competition. Oh, with the selling of the tickets there for the entertainers, so people have lower prices to go to concerts to feed millionaires' egos, billionaires' egos, whatever. Fuck them. We need competition. We need competition. And you're like, if they got the market corner, they can charge whatever price they want. Just forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal faithful peace. Build houses to last like King Solomon. Don't ask for make-believe money for 30 years to torture people to death while they die, hardly ever spending more time working to pay extortion to, feed the industry of genocide as opposed to enjoy their home. Yeah. They had that house and paid for it for 30 years and died from cancer 2 years before the insurance policy paid off the house. How evil. So, do you get it? I don't know if there's very many intelligent people in the world. I think most of them are dumb as a box of rocks, and I have to explain everything to them, and it's getting exhausting, seriously. And, you'd be like, man, these people, what the fuck, And I don't hardly watch them, but, I don't watch the old videos no more. Because I don't want to go back and watch, when, they've torn my body and my face, God, I'm not the type of person that's excessive or compulsive. I won't do things to an extreme, okay? But I knew I had to take on military scientists and the brain chemical addiction through aggressive, selfish, physical, and mental, and emotional competition and violence. And I knew after a while that this is what I was going to have to do. A lot of it came with the communications that I had in my head that I believe I had with David Rockefeller, who was in military espionage and stuff. He said basically, they'll gladly kill each other over me and my grandpa's money, Parsons, and that they will, they'll do it to the bitter end. They will fight you to the bitter end. Jesus explained it to me a little bit better. He just said, try to be as selfish and stupid as you can possibly be, and then just try to keep going. I was like, that's like impossible, Jesus. It's impossible to ask a baby not to cry. It's just impossible. And so it was very difficult, knowing that what I had to do and how I was going to have to do it. Because Jesus explained that to me a lot of times too, because he said, the people that want your abilities can't have them. Because your abilities are given to you by people that trust you because other people can't be trusted. And so I'm like, okay, I get it. And he's those that, what did he say again? He goes, those that can, don't want to, and those that want to, can't. Okay. If you want to be the hero because we have dysfunction because nobody's living the Lord's Prayer, you can't do it because you're not capable. If you're capable, you don't want to do it because you want everybody to just submit to the Lord's Prayer. Okay, so that's why I am and other people aren't. That's why Haile Selassie was and other people weren't. That's why D.C. Suzuki and Sun Yat-sen were, and Mao Zedong and Chiang Kai-shek and Hirohito weren't, or are not, and never will be. So you have to understand what you're dealing with. And today when I sat and watched the news and I saw the stuff of all the people, going and getting in their boats, and you got to get away from it all. It's like, get away from that is it all. When you take a power boat on the lake and start running up and down like idiots, which that one guy didn't mean to, and he took his boat and accidentally hit and killed the girl, and that's how people get away from it all. He was getting away from it all. She was too. She's out swimming. Here comes a boat. It all finds you and kills you, right? And the way to get away from it all is not participate in it all. Okay. Forgive debt and trespass and love one another, eternal faithful peace, then you're not trying to get away from it all. And they've been, ever since, the Holy Crusades, ever since, for God and country and all that, for thousands of years, because people are jealous or addicted or, and the biological conditioning of, people. And when I was out there working in a shed today and moving the basketball court around, I was getting things, like, no, Earl, what? It's like, no, most everyday people hate you. They like Brad Pitt better and George Clooney and all the flawed people, that screw around on their wives and want to fight for money and use their looks to get all their way and hoo ha ha ha. They don't like you. You do the right thing you do the right all the time. Okay, almost all the time. You do the right thing, even when you're putting the most horrible, disgusting, manipulated conditions in the world. You still, the thing is all the situations that I was in that were like, we're going to have you with the battle of temptation or whatever stuff. I would never have, those situations would never have occurred if people hadn't have been studying my life hadn't have fulfilled religious documentation. Okay? Those kind of situations would have never occurred. There wouldn't have been a virtual presence of Michael Aquino and Antoine LaVey in my house. Okay? He's not all that great. He's not that good of a guy. It's like, you guys are constantly spying on me, constantly manipulating situations to see how I handle discussing situations. And with the intelligence that my parents tried to raise me with and try to be a good, faithful, religious person, and the type of person I was, I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs. I don't put myself in situations, okay? And then when I got put in difficult situations with Sergeant Montalvo, I loved her so much, and I loved Aaron and Brian so much, but I made a commitment to Yolanda Denise Gilliard. And I didn't mean to make Miriam fall in love with me more by saying that she deserved better than a affair with some guy that was, engaged to someone else. That if you are in a relationship, it should be on the right terms, under the right circumstances, and it should be to last until death do you part, as old people, as great-grandparents. That's how strong of a woman she was to me, and how beautifully I saw her and saw in her and felt in her and wanted her to have, because I loved her, right? And so, it's very difficult, man, with you people, Stop haunting me now. Can't shake you no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues. Straight on through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache. Here we go again. Good morning, heartache. You're the one who knew me when. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, heartache. Sit down. There's all the scientists at the Pentagon. And all the scientists in the, Judu told us about it back in the 60s or 70s. The computer at the exams will take over the daily operations of your life run by a Hindu scientist or a Christian scientist or a Muslim scientist and stuff. And that's what they did. And they took on the people that they studied and were part of the documentation that gave us religions, and found out, that Judah Krishnamurti is better than any of the scientists that would study him. He was just a better, more intelligent person. And then they didn't think that of me because I was a classic underachiever. And then they all came up to challenge me and was, oh, wow, this guy's a lot. I'm different than Krishnamurti in personality and scope and just as a human being. But in perception of understanding truth and eternity, we're like this. Same with D.T. Suzuki. We're different people personality-wise, but in truthful understanding of faithful existence through eternal life, through an infinite source, we're like the same. It's like, I see it. Wow, that's so cool. We see things the same way because it's eternally perfect, truthful, and correct. I'm going to go, let's load this up, and I'm going to go soak in the tub. Y'all have a good night, but you didn't show up today, so maybe prove me wrong tomorrow. That would be way cool. We'll keep our fingers crossed. I'll just keep working on the technology. Okay.